Yeah, we were just having that discussion on the break about the reversal of fortunes, right? How opioid prescriptions in general are becoming more and more scrutinized in the community, and the pendulum I thought was kind of swinging in the direction where maybe it was slowing down, but it just seems like every time,
it's picked up.
yeah, every time you turn around, there's another restriction being placed on doctors.
And the thing that has amazed me since we've started practicing together is the hoops that you have to jump through. You know, documentation is documentation and it's good. But I mean, I just, it's like, and all that stuff is going into a central database, and I mean, it's just crazy what you on the medical side has to do in order to stay between the lines.
Right.
And that is kind of, you know.
Yeah, and then you know, Medicare is now getting into, you know, performance-based stuff where they're basically looking at paying people for performance as opposed to it's outcome-based medicine. It's not, you know, fee-for-service medicine.
Well, and that's okay, because, you know, that's what I have practiced my whole career as far as that goes, is performance-based and wellness.
Right.
And I, you know, since we've been together, I think it's kind of opened your eyes as to.
No, yeah, I've always been open to, you know, the stuff that's out there. I mean, everything that we need is out there in the real raw nature. So, but only man has tainted it a little bit. So. Did Sandra, are you calling back? Is that a different one? Or
yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Dr. Reiner and Dr. Christensen, hi. It's me again.
That's okay.
Causing you hassles. But I was listening to you guys where you were saying that the government is saying that you only can prescribe like one pill, let's say, for example, of medicine to a person, and everybody cannot go past that limit of just one pill. What if a person is bigger and they need two pills, or their pain is more severe and they need two pills? And if you write up a prescription for two instead of one, your jobs are in jeopardy? Is that what you were saying there?
Well, what I was saying, if you have a Medicare Advantage plan like Southwest Medical or Senior Dimensions or Humana, the government has placed a lot of power over them because they pay them so much money and they can bring them under their scrutiny. If you have regular Medicare and you know, and Medicaid hasn't followed suit yet, but I'm sure Medicaid doesn't cover a lot of products, like they don't cover methadone, but they'll cover fentanyl or morphine. So they you know, but they haven't set limits. But I believe, Sandra, what they're doing is that it would take more time to get someone to be authorized to take that additional medication. So you have to spend more time, and they make it, in terms of making it harder, meaning if you told me you took this much and I felt that you were indicated to take that much, I would write that much and you would go to the pharmacy and get that much filled, whatever that much number is. Now, if that much number exceeds what the government considers to be the important number, then I got to jump you through a bunch of hoops to document all of that so that we can get that prescription filled. And that just slows everything down and makes it harder. And some people just say, screw it, I don't want to do it.
And why? Why do they do that? Why, as a physician, why would you get to that point? Because Dr. Reiner, you can only see so many patients a day.
Right.
And now with these guidelines that the government is putting on you, how much more time does it take you to treat that patient, to be with that patient? And we all know that the government plans, they don't really pay anyway. So, I mean, it's a vicious cycle that we're in. It's a very vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait till one of them gets a lot of pain, one of these people that are setting these rules and regulations and amounts that you can take and saying everybody can only go this far and no further.
Well,
that's crazy.
And it's because, you know, you've got popular people today that, you know, have passed away. I mean, you've got people like Prince and other people that have died of opioid addictions, and about 40-some-odd thousand people a year die of prescription overdose.
Well, you know, a lot of them all die because, you know what? They're finished with the pain. They're done. They want to get out of it, you know? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are just hanging on, and they're suffering from pain anyway, you know? and it's illegal to take your life. It's a cardinal sin or whatever, you know. But you know what? When you're in pain and there's nothing more they can do for you, and there's no hope in the future or anything, let us go, you know.
Well,
let us be done. And if they're taking too much medicine, it's because they want to be done.
And that's why I personally have become a fan of the legalization of marijuana, because of what I've seen it do for a lot of people. And reducing.
Yeah, in my time we weren't allowed to have it legalized or anything, and they're finding a lot of good things with it now,
right.
And that's awesome. But I hated that they're using chemicals that they're putting in it too. That's not cool neither.
Yeah,
the good plain pot would be better for people than the chemicals that they're putting into it also.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't respond to that. I can only try and say that I think you can still grow your own, even legally, as well as medical and non-medicinal. So
yeah,
that's the way you can thwart that issue.
A regulation on how much medicine you can prescribe to somebody if you feel that they need this amount. I mean, a legit amount, and it goes over the amount. Why should you be hassled for that? It's in your opinion. You've gone to school and everything else to give your opinion, and they're not respecting you as doctors to know the difference. That ain't cool at all.
No, I think that's right.
I'm taking up your time. I'll let you guys go.
Thank you, Sandra.
I look forward to being a patient of yours.
Yep.
And I'll talk to you later. Okay? Thank you.
No, it's very true. I mean, one of the things, the exception on that was if you were on hospice, right? If you were dying, then that was fine, and then they knew that you were doing that. And listen, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that can come to the office and complain they're in a lot of pain, and they can try and get a lot of their prescriptions that they go out and sell or do things of that nature. And we know it goes on out there. My job is to do as much as I can do to try and detect that.
Yeah, but they've turned you into a policeman. They've turned you into a detective. You're trained to treat people. You're trained to help people get out of the pain. You're doing all the data gathering.
Yes, I cannot argue with that. We're like the bank tellers. We're supposed to thwart money laundering and things of that. The bank tellers are supposed to thwart money laundering. Now we've got to fight against drug abuse. But at the end of the day, and let me tell you where it's been beforehand. I've seen, before we started testing, I mean, it's amazing what you have. You have people that you're coming in and getting hydrocodone. You're taking them on service, on their faith that that's what they're doing. And then you start to find out that not only is that in their urine, but you got alcohol in their urine, you got THC in the urine. Yeah, I know we got Chuck. But at the end of the day, here's the deal. That person dies in their sleep, and the coroner checks their urine, they're going to come looking for me. Because they can't do anything about the alcohol or the pot, but they can sure do something about the pills. And here's what they'll say. Well, gee, Dr. Reiner.
Did you test?
Yeah.
Did you test? Hey, Chuck.
You should have known.
Hey, guys. I couldn't take it anymore. All this good stuff you're talking about. To me, it's obvious. We either got to give all the stuff people want, and like you said, Amsterdam or Portugal or any of the countries that do that seem to be getting along fine, or get rid of it all. And, of course, that's the police state and all the rest. Mm-hmm. And it just drives me crazy because I see our society, we have become so mentally weak. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We got people that want painkillers, they want alcohol, they want free food, free everything, and we've just become such a weak example of human beings.
Yep.
And for me, I had two open hearts, and I can't stand painkillers. And I didn't take any. And, the doctor said, well, it helps you heal. I said, I can't stand this stuff because of the way it makes me feel. And I'm glad I'm like that because I see so many other people that get addicted to it.
Yep.
But on the other hand, I agree with you that if people want it, they're going to get it somehow. And why not let them have it if they want to waste their lives away? Give them dope, give them booze, give them everything, and then 5 or 6 years they'll be gone. And that's kind of insensitive, but it drives me crazy to watch all the crap going on nowadays, and it puts you guys in the middle. It puts the cops in the middle, everybody, all society.
Yep.
So
Well,
anyway, I'll shut up.
No, and Chuck, the problem is that as a nation, and we as the United States consumes 80% of the world's prescription opioids.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, there is a problem in the United States. I mean, it's been back in the 20s. I mean, you could go and get opium. I mean, but you're right. There's some undertow to wanting everything, and I believe it all goes back to we became a consumer nation, not a producing nation, and that's what seems to me is the big struggle. Is now we want to be a producing nation again, and what are we going to produce? And people have gotten so fat and lazy they don't, and everybody's out for themselves. Nobody really has that American spirit except for a few people that really want to make this country great again, and other people are like, I don't give a shit. I just want to, I just want to lay there and do what I need to do, and oh, come on, poop is not a bad word.
No, and that I love your emotions.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's absolutely true, and it's by design to me. It gets into the conspiracy thing, but we have been made into cattle, into obedient, worthless cattle that obey the master.
Yep. Hey, we got to go to break, and we'll be back. And Chuck, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for the call, Chuck.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yep.